Howdy folks, welcome to the #1 rated midweek podcast on Patreon. It's the MWO podcast hosted by the Creepy Kentuckian and Captain B Plan. So sit back, relax and sip some champagne from my dick hole. Take it away, Bowles.
Howdy folks and welcome. It is the December 22nd edition of the MWO podcast here on Patreon. I am the Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm the captain.
I love this movie, Steve. I really do. I've become a big fan of this. I think this is one of the best Vinegar Syndrome titles that not a lot of people reference, and that is Deadly Games, Dial Code Santa Claus. They did a 4K release of this last year.
That doesn't have a dub on it, does it?
No, it's French. You have to pay attention and read it, which I don't like.
I thought I saw a version that had a dub on it, but I don't know where I saw it. But definitely not that.
I really wish for some of these movies, too, that they would actually, because they did it with New York Ninja. They just, redid.
Well, I think they had to.
They could do that with some of these. Yeah, they could do it with some of these titles that don't have a dub, because I think that's what's holding a movie like this back a little bit, because some people just can't get into reading the whole movie. I mean, I like to multitask myself, go get some milk and cookies and enjoy listen to what's going on a little bit, look on some X videos on my phone while I'm
X hamster.
Yeah, and you go
Red
on
tube.
You go on beastality.com and check that stuff out,
Not anymore. They closed that down.
You go on the archived version.
Yeah, I go to the Wayback Machine.
So, Deadly Games, Dial Code Santa Claus. So, I wanted to revisit the movie that supposedly ripped that movie off.
Uh-oh. And
we finally cracked this open, and I wanted to do a brief review of this, Steve, because it's everybody's favorite just family Christmas film.
Is
from
it?
1990 from John Hughes. It's Home Alone.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I've got the Best Buy exclusive steelbook.
I see that.
The 4K.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were at the first time you did you see this one in the theater? Because this was one of the first major blockbuster Christmas hits of the time that I can recall, at least.
I think I saw it in the theater, but I can't remember. It's been 30 some years.
31 years. 31 years ago. But yeah, I mean, the plot of the movie is totally outdated. Nothing like that could ever happen in a million years. Although Disney Plus has some fucking god-awful remake/sequel of some chubby Harry Potter-looking motherfucker over in England who gets home alone. How would that how would that work for a movie now, Steve, at all? Like, how could you... you've got these little tracking devices that you could literally shove up your ass.
I don't think it could work today, no. I mean, people got phones. I'm not here. Let me call Mom. Mom, you left me. Boom.
Right. Everybody's got phones. Got the internet now. You can email somebody. You can fucking go on Skype. You can go on StreamYard. There's millions of different ways you can contact people now. It's not as easily as, they're installing new phone lines. The phones are going to be out for a couple of days. That's all they did. And, because this was, I don't think Home Alone 1 was pre-internet per se, but the internet was not.
Well, 90.
Internet was not as prevalent.
No.
Like, you could maybe get internet at the library or something.
You had to have that phone thing where you stick the phone into the receiver into that to get a connection.
The whole plot of Home Alone is kind of interesting because it's a rich family in Chicago who are going to vacation in France. And the night before, little Kevin McAllister, he's pissed off at his family, and he kind of, there's a big incident where he spills a bunch of shit, makes a mess or whatever, and they send him up to his room, and he was like, I'm fine. I'm fine never seeing you all again, basically. So the family wakes up late, and they're all rushing and trying to get everybody ready and all that. And, of course, they forget little Kevin upstairs in the attic of the house. So that sets up the movie. Kevin is home alone, and his entire family is in France. There's also a couple of local burglars who are never really considered a serious threat in the movie, which is kind of funny now. And there's a scary old dude that was in Christine. Roberts Blossom was the actor's name. He was a character, basically played a spooky guy in every movie that he was ever in. So, I mean, yeah, it's fun. Like, I think this is the first time I'd seen Home Alone in a long time. The 4K on this is amazing looking. Like, it took a little while for it to really pop, but I was more nostalgic over looking at stuff like product placement in the background and shit. Like, do you remember the, what was it called? Oh my God, Tater Crisps or something like that? From Keebler? They had those.
Yeah, I kind of do. I
was like, oh man, I remember those. Those were good.
I can remember the taste of them.
The movie overall still kind of holds up. I mean, I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite holiday movies, I would say, to check out. Hopefully I'll check it out. This has probably been 4 or 5 years since I've seen it. But it is a pretty sweet edition from, who brought this out? Fox, 20th Century Fox. When's the last time you saw it, Steve? You're not a fan?
I mean, really? I watched it, but I mean, shit, it's probably been in the 90s since the last time I saw it. Maybe.
Holy shit. You need to fix that. Watch it on Vudu. We've got it on Vudu.
Maybe, but I mean, I've seen clips of it here and there, but it's been forever. And
it'd be a good double feature. You could watch Dial Code Santa Claus and Home Alone. There are similarities, but the difference about Dial Code Santa Claus is the intruder in that is very, like, he's a little bit more convincing. It's not a comedic. Yeah.
The French don't hold back with the kitty shit. They'll throw in a real killer.
Yeah, it's not a deal where, he just steps on a nail and is like, ah! And falls back. There's no comedy elements in that one, but they're both good. Enjoyable Christmas movies. Thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do.
I want you to. I don't care. Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell. Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DEADPIT on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.